Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to me failing to just turn this off. There you go, Mr. Kirioff. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry.
It's all under control, is it?
Yes, it is HOTFIX, and it is a show of magical wonderment in every kind of possible way.
This is entirely true.
It is. So today, Mr. Kirioff, I'd imagine most people know what we're about to talk about because they've probably read the title of the video and looked at the actual screen, so they can see the subject. but I would imagine that they could guess what we were going to talk about. So, Mr. Kirioff, give me large.
Yeah. Well, Twitch, sir, has finally caught up to YouTube in a certain respect, and they are starting to content ID music in their VODs. Not their live streaming at the moment, just the VODs. So they've rolled out a similar system to YouTube. However, what happens is, with Twitch's system, if they find copyrighted music, which they get from Audible Magic, I believe is the company they getting their sources from, they just mute the stream, and they mute it for, I believe the time is half an hour after detecting a certain amount of music. So, say you're playing GTA 5, for example, in the VOD, you've got the radio on, a song comes on, whatever song is in GTA 5, and half an hour from the song's beginning to, well, half an hour later, the entire thing's muted and you can't hear shit. That's their system. It finds the music, and then it mutes absolutely everything to do with that VOD for 30 minutes.
We were
horrendous.
It is, but we were going to actually go into detail on this when this was announced, because to be honest, we were given a blog post off Twitch, and it said that this is what they're going to do, and we were like, okay, well, we can discuss this in quite some detail. However, they did announce that they were going to do a Ask Me Anything on not Twitter, Reddit. So
yeah.
We made the executive decision to wait because we knew this would be gold. We just knew, like you can just tell that there is. How can they defend themselves? You know, what are they going to say? They're going to try and defend themselves, but and go into a lot of stuff. There's also something I want to go into, not yet, but a bit later on, and that is I think it's quite an interesting. Hang on. There was kind of an interesting post by a guy which said maybe this is a result of the Google sale falling through, but well, that's wild conjecture which we can get to a bit later. But,
yeah. Something that I will say before we go into detail on this is that actually this isn't particularly a shock that they're rolling out this.
Oh no,
they've rolled out this content ID system, because we've been saying for ages that it's going to happen. Because to be perfectly blunt, streamers have never had the right to stream copyrighted music. It's just that there was no enforcement. Okay, that's just no one had the right to do it on YouTube. No one had the right to do it on Twitch, but there was no way of enforcing it on Twitch, and now there is. So the whole content ID thing is not a surprise. It is, as always, the implementation of the Content ID system that has caused all the outrage and all the fuss. Because, as expected, it's bloody terrible. YouTube's is pretty terrible. This one is arguably just as terrible.
Why is it so
in many
terrible?
Ways.
This is the case, ladies and gentlemen. Because this is the point. Ignoring YouTube's obviously a much better example of this because it's much bigger, but there is no, we've said this before, there is no possible human way, okay, you can have a system in place where people can manually check to make sure that it is actually a correct copyright match, because YouTube's case, I don't even know, like millions of hours of video, I don't even, the stats are stupid, like every day uploaded to it. There's no way, there is no way, you would need more people than are on the fucking planet to watch it all, and you can't, you just can't do it. And Twitch is the same, but obviously on a much smaller scale, but it's still big. Well, actually, it's still big.
I mean, it's a smaller scale, but actually when you look at like the amount of streaming that goes on, I mean, let's look at the unit lost. Let's look at unit lost for an example. Last week you streamed what, like 6 days of the week?
About 30 hours.
The smallest, yeah, so that's 30 hours a week. Now, if you take the average song length to be about 4 minutes, if you've got to search for a 4-minute song through 30 hours of footage, that's going to take you about 30 hours to find it.
So you need a person.
You can't do that manually.
You need a person.
You need one person per stream working. Like the 5 hours after the stream finishes, you'd need that person to sit there and then watch the 5-hour stream in its entirety to try and find one song that might be copyrighted. There's no way. It's just impossible. Like that, even if there was the manpower, can you imagine the amount of money that would cost each month in wages for someone to sit there per stream? No, it just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So we've got this, the same as YouTube. It's an automated system, but the problem is it's never going to be perfect, and it always affects things. And they don't seem to realise how it's going to affect them. Like, one of the like, just to jump into it, okay, one of the first things that was pointed out was Valve's International, right? Someone went back and checked the VODs for that after the system was implemented, and they found that one of the VODs had been like muted for God knows how long due to finding, you know, copyrighted audio. That's fine, but all of Valve's music is produced from Valve. No, they don't. They haven't got like they haven't got like Guns N' Roses going over the International. It's you know, it's original compositions which are owned by Valve. They have the copyright to that song. So how did that happen? Well, that was possibly the worst example so far.
I think I've seen the answer to that where he was like, "Oh, it was the crowd." It's like it was the crowd.
Yeah, the system confused crowd noise for copyrighted music. Now that's quite bad. But as someone pointed out, a Redditor pointed out, the thing that's interesting about the International case is that it shows you're not actually searching for particular copyrighted material, but you're searching for noise that sounds like it could be copyrighted material, and not performing any checks on the positives for that, which is actually a very good point, because crowd noise being mistaken for a song, unless the song is made of noise, I don't understand how that's possible. It's not searching for actual things, it's searching for things that sound vaguely like copyrighted things, and using it based on that. And now, maybe that's something that can be improved on, but that's quite a bad start, if you ask me.
But really. the whole thing, I mean, it only affects VODs, okay, at the moment. But we'll go into detail on this as well, because there's some funny quotes in this Ask Me Anything about this, which, you know, with it relating to being applied to live systems, which you would expect it would be, although they deny it, but whatever. But it currently is only on VODs, okay? Now, look at Twitch, look at Twitch's business model, look at the way esports events are done, look at the way OGN is done, the Korean esports stuff. Practically every StarCraft bloody competition, even big streamers, I think Total Biscuit does this and other people, where they have their VOD system behind the paywall of the subscription system. There are ways around it. If you're going to really look into it, you don't have to subscribe. You can get around it. But the average viewer probably isn't going to do that. They become a subscriber to OGN because they want to see the League of Legends VODs from Korea, because it's probably the highest level of play, right? If these VODs are now muted at 30-minute segments randomly, they're unwatchable. So why would you want to be a sub anymore? So why the hell would OGN want to be on your platform? This is that's the biggest problem I've got with it. Because for us, seriously, it doesn't affect me really at the moment. Because if I stream, number one, okay, I can just record as a stream, so that would just defeat it straight away. Okay, the only copyrighted music we play, which we shouldn't do this, but we do, because it's like a black hole. If we were much larger, we'd have a problem doing this, so we don't. But we play a little bit of music at the start, right? To be fair to us, it's generally a lot of stuff which is like usually a lot of Sabaton and things like that. These are people who we've actually spoken to, and they've kind of give us the okay. But it's still a bit of a grey area, you know. We wouldn't put it on our videos on YouTube, okay? But we don't mind that, because it's just a bit of throwaway entertainment for a few hundred people at the start of streaming, and it's okay. If it was a few thousand, it's a different matter altogether. So we are, you know, we're bending the rules, but we're not stupid. We knew this would come. You know, this has to come in. If Google has bought Twitch, Google will not allow them to continue to be a place where you can stream copyrighted content. That is just like Google are not going to allow that, because that is major lawsuit material. As much money as Google have got, they do not want Hollywood fucking all over them like a rash, like they've been on fucking
and also with them
major music labels.
Yeah, with them trying to also tempt people onto YouTube. If you look at, I mean, can you remember, bloke, when you used to be able to find music videos on YouTube that didn't have Vivo after the title?
Yeah.
Or Vivo after the name of the artist. That's just one example. YouTube are trying to draw people, you know, mainstream artists, mainstream television, mainstream film. They want to draw them into YouTube and give them options for monetizing their content. And that means that the copyright for all of these people, all of this stuff, has to be protected at YouTube's end, because they need to be able to say, yes, you can come here, and you will be the only person on YouTube where you can hear this, because no one else will be able to do it. That doesn't apply to Twitch. Or at least it didn't apply to Twitch. Twitch was just such a... It was, in a way, it was behind the curve in that respect, because you could just play what you liked and you wouldn't get shut down for it, music-wise, anyway. But, again, it's like... It's not surprising they've done this, but, again, it's the implementation, and it's the way that the Content ID system works that is the big problem. I mean, aside from crowd noise being mistaken as music, which is just mental...
Strikes me as a poor excuse.
yeah, that doesn't really sit particularly well with me, to be honest. A guy from the creator, in fact, Ryan Clark of Crypt of the Necro Dancer. Now, this is a game that's on Steam at the moment.
Oh, doesn't this rely on music as well? Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's all in-house produced music, which they have all the copyright to. They have VODs of their game being flagged by the system because they were doing a dev stream, and the music that they've made for their game on their stream has been muted in the VOD system.
Oh dear.
Now, that's bad, largely because, as the CEO of Twitch pointed out, they're using Audible Magic. Now, part of Audible Magic is SoundCloud. SoundCloud's partnered with Audible Magic, right? Which, okay, that's fine. But Ryan Clark, the creator of Crypt of the Necro Dancer, has not uploaded his soundtrack to SoundCloud. He's not submitted it to Audible Magic. So where's it come from? Someone else has done it. Someone else uploaded the soundtrack to Crypt of the Necro Dancer to SoundCloud. SoundCloud is part of Audible Magic. Audible Magic now, when it hears Crypt of the Necro Dancer being played on Twitch VOD, mutes the Twitch VOD. Unfortunately, this guy has done nothing to deserve this. It's his music. He owns the copyright. He made it, but he's having his streams muted. I mean, that is an example of a really shit system. If some random guy can just take another person's work, stick it on SoundCloud, and that person then gets shut down for playing their own music, that is a really, really shitty way of doing things. And I mean, I realise that there's going to be problems like that. There's got to, you know, stuff like that is going to happen. But it's a really, really publicly embarrassing way to make it known that your system is a bit shit, because it went live and immediately
and it was going to happen.
Like, well,
yeah. You know as well. There was no like warning. It just was like, oh, this is here now. Deal with it.
Oh God!
I've just looked at their blog page. Right, I was gonna comment on this, but they've removed it, which is very interesting. So, what they said is the system. Right, they essentially said it will detect game and ambient game music. They've now removed that from the blog because on the Ask Me Anything, they asked the CEO Emmett Shear about this. Like he was saying, "Oh no, we won't be matching game music or any of that stuff." It's like, but it clearly says on your blog post that you will. But now that's been amended not to say that. But here's the thing: it will, ladies and gentlemen, because Nintendo, you've only got to be a YouTube channel to understand this. I have used Nintendo footage once. No, maybe twice on the channel. But once recently, right, from my Nintendo Wii U. I used it in a unlisted video, which was for our Patreon subscribers, okay, at the time. It was Mario Kart. It was only about 2 minutes of Mario Kart. The bulk of this video, it's like a 20-minute long video, was, I think it was Destiny footage or something like that. Usually I just put like footage and then speak over it, like as I was giving like a weekly report on what we were doing. But anyway, this was instantly claimed by Nintendo. Nintendo, you know, it was an official thing. You can't dispute this. Nintendo have claimed this, okay?
Yeah.
I bet you bottom dollar, Mr. Kirioff, that they will be claiming all of their music and everything. So you can't use... If you were... So there was a problem with this, with... Cosmo Wright, who I think is a very famous speedrunner. I'm not into the speedrunner scene, so I'm not particularly kind of interested in watching what they do, but it's Zelda speedruns, okay? So Zelda is a Nintendo game. He's going crazy because people watch the VODs. You watch a speedrun of VOD, you know, it could be a 2-hour video, but completing a game which takes 10 hours to complete, but you know, so you watch the whole thing. So for those type of people, this is quite bad, because if they're playing a Nintendo game or playing any kind of game that could get matched, false matched, whatever, their VOD is ruined. Their VOD is ruined, okay? And what you've got to understand, these people are streamers. They're not YouTube people or any of that shit. So you can't say to them, oh, just record it and put it to YouTube. They're not, no, they're streamers. And they get really angry. Their fan base
is based on Twitch.
And Cosmo
their interaction
got
comes
really
from
angry
Twitch,
at this. And you can understand that. You can understand it.
I can actually...
People start throwing around like, oh, well, fucking hell, why don't we go to Hitbox? Why don't we go to these other platforms? That's desperate.
Yeah.
But what else can they do?
This is kind of something that's going to be interesting for me to keep an eye on. Is one of the guys from Rooster Teeth, Ray, he got into streaming. He decided he wanted to stream, and he streams quite a lot. One of the things he does is he streams with viewers. He streams Mario Kart 8. Now, in recent videos, they've talked about trying to get Ray to stream for Rooster Teeth. A company that size being hit with claims from Nintendo is going to really piss them off. I mean, this is just an example of how this kind of thing could ripple out really badly, right? Say someone from the company streams Mario Kart 8 with the viewers. Say it's like a subscriber Sunday thing, for example, that kind of thing. People miss it. They want to see it. They go to Twitch to see the VOD. They get to the VOD. Oh, God, what's this? There's no audio on any of the VOD. I can't hear the conversations. I can't hear what they're saying. There's no point in watching it. That then filters back to the company. The company's like, what the fuck is this? Why have you claimed these videos when it's just gameplay? What is going on here? That's going to have an effect on that relationship. So it literally, there's going to be a ripple effect from the smallest person, from the speedrunner who has his VOD claimed and has no audio, to the company that wants to make live streaming like a proper part of what they do. It's just gonna go up and up. And the thing is, it could be kind of not easily avoided, because in this case it relies on Nintendo pulling their head out of their own arse, which is frankly unlikely at the moment. But
it's not just about Nintendo. I mean,
no, I mean there will be other companies as well, and there's going to be confusion as well. Like when we were talking about doing this hotfix, one of the things that we talked about was GTA 5, and GTA 5 has got in-game music. It's got the radio. Driving a car, put the radio on. You can hear songs. You can pick your radio station.
Yeah.
That's fine. People could quite easily stream GTA 5, play music through the radio, and think, oh well, that's fine. It's music in GTA 5. No, it's not. Because although GTA 5 has licensed the music for their game, they haven't licensed it for distribution. They haven't licensed it for public display, which means that the original copyright holders are still well within their rights to turn up to your GTA 5 VOD and go, yeah, no, fuck you, you've listened to our song.
Which they do on
this
YouTube,
could even extend to this could extend to the point where, say Billy Bob gets GTA 5 on his PC. It launches on PC. He's like, oh god, this is amazing. I'm going to stream with my mates. He gets loads of viewers. The VOD's up there. Oh, but he got in the car. And because he'd only just started playing the game, the radio was on, and there was 30 seconds of a song before he turned it off. Before he thought, oh, hang on, maybe this will flag. Sorry, matey, half an hour of your VOD's gone. You can't have it. Gone. And the thing is, there won't be people that know that as well. There will be other games, I'm sure, that have, licensed music as opposed to music that has been made in-house. And they're going to get done, and they're not going to go, why? Because not everyone is going to be, in the ultra-paranoid position of a YouTuber, are they? Of sitting there thinking, we'll get it done.
So, I mean, also looking at the VOD system, there was a 2-hour limit. They are deleting a load of old content because they don't have any space. This is going to tie into this whole interesting article I read off a guy from, I think he's from Ars Technica, and he follows Google. He's like the Google reporter type of guy. Like, he's done a lot of stuff on Android and things like that. And he was saying this, so what Twitch initially said was, okay, highlights will be 2 hours, no longer than that, which is a problem for speedrunners and other people who want longer highlights, basically. And we're deleting loads of... You can't save your footage. If you're because what you can do, if you're a partner on Twitch, you might be able to do this if you're normal, but it might just be a partner function, I'm not sure. But you can save forever, okay? So if I do a stream tonight, okay, and I leave it and don't do anything with it, it will be deleted after a certain amount of time. I can't remember what it is, but after a couple of weeks or whatever, it'll be deleted. But I have the option to save forever, so it won't be deleted because I'm a partner. Yeah, I make more money for YouTube, on a business level. So not YouTube. Well, I guess YouTube now, Twitch. They're removing that. They're not allowing you to do that. They're not allowing you to store videos forever. Okay. Now, why is this strange? Okay, why would this be strange? A company that has presumably just been bought for $1 billion, right, by the world's largest by Google, right? Google are known for liking information. They store everything. Everything. Yeah. They record the fucking internet. They are shitbags for it, right? So it's not really in Google's kind of mindset to go, you know what? Let's delete all of these videos, which are nothing to YouTube because they have, to Google because they have YouTube with how much storage capacity the hell does that have? You know what I mean? Yeah. So why would Twitch be suddenly deleting loads of shit that they can't really afford to keep, okay, if they've just been bought by the biggest internet company, I guess, on the planet? And because I think Apple are technically the biggest technology company with share price and stuff. But we're not going to go into that because we don't care. But why would they suddenly have to scale down their operation. If anything, they should be scaling it up. If anything, they should have. You would expect them to say every video, every stream on Twitch is recorded forever now. Not that we're deleting the old ones, because fucking it don't make sense. And this guy was saying like maybe their deals fell through. It's all conjecture, wild conjecture, but it's like maybe it's fell through. Because this is not the behaviour of a company that has been bought out by YouTube, by Google, because Google would like to look at that information they've got, because Google can do things to information and work out what's getting streamed, what's this about, find trends. You know, they're the masters of search. They see patterns all over the place. They can predict things. So why would they just throw, you know, what would be like massive quantities of data away? Why would they do that?
Yeah,
it's really strange.
It really is, and. It's kind of going two ways. There are people kind of saying, "Oh well, this proves that they've been bought by YouTube because now they're using this content ID thing." But then on the other hand, it's like the behaviour of what they're doing is completely opposite of that. So it's something weird's gone on, and I don't know. I can't work out what it is, and it'd be interesting to see if they ever actually come clean about what's pushed them into doing this now. Because as I say, I know it was going to happen at some point.
I guess we'll know if Google buy them out and it becomes totally official, then it's like, well, that's a bit strange. But if they don't. It's kind of, I'm going to sit here and be like, well, I told you so. I never told you so. I read a guy's article which told me so, and I'm telling you so. But it does kind of make sense, because I can't think of any other like way around that. I mean, going back to the whole point of the whole, like, the Twitch ID match system, which they say is VOD only, okay. On the Reddit, on the Ask Me Anything, they're like, a guy says, okay, when is this coming to live video? Because it's got to happen, surely. You know, it must be able to do it. It's live.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, well, no, it's never. Have you got the... I don't have the quote in front of me.
I've got it. Yeah, I have the quote here. Most important question. How long will it be before Twitch goes full Twitch chat and start going after live streams and not just VODs? The CEO says, we have absolutely no intention of running any audio recognition against live video, period. Although...
Hang on.
Someone did...
Hang on. This is after they release stats on their official blog and say hardly anybody watches VODs compared to live streams. So why would they be bothering?
Yeah, why would they be doing it against VODs?
Yeah.
Someone actually said, in reply to that, you are well trained in the art of plausible deniability.
I'm sure I read
you declare that you have no intentions at the moment to do this. Of course, the implication being that this could change next month, tomorrow, even a minute from now.
Exactly. And there was some guy who said, I'm going to send you a letter every day for a year or something. No, or in a year's time when you implement this system saying you're a liar or something repeatedly. But like that has to happen. That is the natural evolution of the system. If Google buy them, Google will be like, you cannot live stream. I'm not saying like what. I'm not saying Twitch is this hotbed of people going around abusing copyright. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like they're streaming Hollywood films. They're not streaming fucking music. Like, well, they are streaming music, but they're not streaming like. It isn't just an album. It isn't just like this is all I'm streaming. But you can't use copyrighted music in the background. I've seen people like fucking Dyrus, who I think's a cabbage beyond belief, streaming. Right, and he's just got copyrighted music all over it, and he's got like 20,000 views. It's like you can't do that. At that point, you're taking the piss. So you need to be told no, right? You need to be told no, thing, right? Not just like ruined and like you don't know what's going on, because they might not honestly know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard educating people about copyright and
the difference. I think the main difference, right, is between Twitch and YouTube when it comes to copyright is YouTube. People will intentionally take copyrighted television. They'll intentionally take copyrighted music, video. They will upload it to their own channel with the intention of getting views, with the intention of having a popular viewed video. They will attempt to monetize it. Or if they don't monetize it intentionally, they will somehow end up doing it without realizing they're doing something wrong. That's happened before. You know, it's a calculated thing. It's I want this on my channel, so people will listen to it on my channel. Twitch is just background. That's all it is. It is literally just background noise. I don't think I've never sat there on Twitch, looked at the channels and gone, oh look, someone's streaming Metallica's new album, because it just doesn't happen. For a start, Twitch is entirely game-based, so supposedly you shouldn't be able to just stream nothing, like just looking at your face.
Well, you know, Justin TV, they had a problem with Justin TV. People would like restream football games. I'm going to admit, I watched the fucking Man United game on Justin TV a few years ago because it wasn't available in the UK on Sky Sports. I'm like, what's going on here? I found it. So that did go on, but like you said, Twitch is entirely game based, and I'm pretty sure if a stream like that cropped up,
they actively shut down streams that aren't based on games, apart from the one where they did an experiment with a popular guy who did a stream that was not related to games at all.
Oh, wasn't that recently? Like
promoted
a music guy or something? And like,
that was interesting.
This guy.
Yeah, they said they wanted to test it out to see what the reaction was, and apparently it was a very popular reaction, which is why they shut down someone else who was doing it.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a different system. You know, on YouTube it's done for views. On Twitch it's done for something in the background. Like if you're playing League of Legends, much though I dislike the vast majority of League of Legends streamers because you just don't get me started. You don't want to sit there and listen to the fucking Summoner's Rift music for like 6 hours a day, do you? You just don't. It's like you just don't want to hear that, so you'll have music in the background. But they still don't have the actual right to do that.
No.
They don't own the music. They haven't licensed it. They haven't got the copyright for it.
There is options for this. I mean, Zircon was on Twitter, on Reddit, saying you can use my albums. Like this has kind of been common knowledge for a long time. It's all dance music though, you know, techno dance music stuff. It's not other types of music. I've known this for a while. A lot of people on YouTube have known this for a while. You kind of see it cropping up on YouTube videos and stuff. They allow you to use their music, so you could stream with their music on. That's fine. It's not like it's the end of stream with music on, because I know some people will be thinking, well, I know you know this, but like people will be thinking, oh, you know, Christ, we can't have music on stream anymore. You can. You just can't sit there with Metallica on and things like that, or some sort of well-known band, because that's like crap. You're going to get shut
for
down
hours and hours at a time. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, and like I said, we stream music which is copyrighted, you know, on Twitch. But we only do it 15 minutes before the stream starts, then we start, okay? But if that was a VOD, that would mean for 15 minutes, well, actually, it would mean at the end of that, the first half an hour of the stream would be muted and it would be unwatchable. But nobody really watches the VODs on our YouTube channel, on our Twitch channel, because we're a YouTube channel, and we tend to put highlights on the YouTube channel or do something like that. So it doesn't really affect us that much, but at the moment, with it just being on VODs, it's a little bit weird. In fact, you could say it's the ideal test ground, because there's not that many people who watch the VODs, and like we said, there's been loads of laughable fucking things with Valve and other shit.
And the thing is, they needed to test it, because this is one of the other big problems. They would commit
suicide, wouldn't they, if it happened on the live system?
When it comes to content ID, there is no. I'm just going to say it. There's no good system. It's something that does need to be dealt with, but at the same time, automated means fuck up so often it's just laughable. Well, manual means it's just completely impossible.
Before you're proven innocent, essentially. I mean, you're just guilty straight away. Like let me just do a quick thing on the YouTube one. So the way the YouTube system works is if you get a claim, a content ID match, you can counter-claim it. But as soon as the claim comes in, you do not earn any money off that video. It goes straight to the person who put the claim in, which is almost all the time a false claim, right? It doesn't happen a lot because Polaris protects us really good from it, but it does happen every now and again. Obviously it maybe happen more in other networks or something, I don't know. Twitch, what they've done is they're saying, this is an update as well, we are deploying an appeal button on VODs that have been flagged, so you can appeal. But again, this is like, if it's flagged, the VOD is destroyed, because it's got like 30-minute sections of audio removed. Like it's totally unwatchable. So you're going to suffer quite bad as the creator as a result of that. Even if you do appeal, you may as well not appeal, because it's fucking ruined anyway. Anyway, carry on, Mr. Kirill. I just wanted to say that, because there were some updates. Yeah. Which hang on. Oh god, no, sorry. Which I guess is at least they're kind of listening to feedback and making changes.
They are. I mean, in fairness, they are listening to feedback, but at the same time, as so often happens with this kind of thing, they're still maintaining this thing of the system works, which, unfortunately, I'm sorry, it just doesn't, right? This is the big issue. This is the big problem. We all knew it was going to happen to Twitch. We all knew there was going to be a content ID system. It was going to happen at some point. But the fact is that content ID systems are pretty shit. And when the CEO comes along and says things like, unfortunately, and I'm reading this, I'm quoting this, there are indeed false positives in audio matching. We've found a total of 3 so far out of a few million videos scanned. Have they fuck? Right? No way. As someone points out partway down, a Redditor just goes, 3 out of a few million? Are you fucking kidding me? I've found over 3 just by myself. And that is the problem. that is the problem, right? The problem is not the fact that this stuff needs to be done. Although, like, you know, if people would just stop fucking trying to infringe copyright left, right, and centre, then perhaps it wouldn't be. But that's a discussion for a different day. But the actual fact that it needs to be done isn't the problem. It's the fact that the implementation does not properly work. There is so many issues with it. I mean, mistaking crowd noise is terrible.
Yeah, like
having people who've already.
Let's just imagine this. Well, go for it.
There's one major thing where this is like the ultimate irony of this entire system. And again, it's from that Crypt of the Necrodancer thing. This system is designed to protect the people who hold the copyright for this music, right? That's what it's for. That's its entire purpose. The guy who made the music for the game is getting fucked over because someone has already fucked him via copyright by uploading his music in their name to the site that deals with the content ID. So that's not fixed it at all, has it? No. That's not sorted it. That's not helped him. That's fucked him over because someone has managed to circumvent the entire thing by stealing it before the content ID system's got to it in the first place. And that's the big issue. It's the fact that Twitch are implementing this and it's terrible. And no one wants it, not because it's a bad idea, but because it's horrifically implemented. And that's... Well, I mean, that's where it...
I mean, if we've got to take this through to its logical conclusion, because we've spoke about the way the ID, content ID claim is going to affect VODs and stuff like that, and people who, like, infringe on copyright. And like I said, with us playing music at the start of the stream, which is a kind of a grey area with the type of music we play, even though some of it we do have permission for and stuff like that, but maybe not all of it we don't. We're taking the piss because we know we can take the piss, but it's not in our stream. We don't stream with music on the stream. Very rarely. We've done it a few times, but, very rarely. When this goes to its natural conclusion and it is live and the content ID system is running on the live streams, because it will be, right? It means no more music, which is fine, okay? That doesn't matter. We took the piss. We don't care. That's not what the stream's about. The stream is about the entertainment of the streamer playing the game.
Yeah.
The big problem is when it starts matching all of the game music, which it shouldn't be matching. I'm not talking about music like in Grand Theft Auto. I'm just talking about ambient music in the background, okay? Because there was problems with this on YouTube as well. There was some crazy shit with sound effects and stuff like that. So you imagine if you're playing Space Marine and somebody has claimed the bolter sound effect, right?
God.
Yeah, imagine this is a case. So you're running down.
Yeah.
You start the game. You're just using your combat knife, chopping up some orcs. Then you pull out your bolter. Boom. You shoot it. That's it. 30 minutes of no audio. Your stream. You have finished your stream. That's it. You may as well just go home. You're probably at home streaming anyway, but you may as well just stop the stream, because for 30 minutes people are not going to sit there in silence and watch you. Your stream is dead. And I guarantee you this is going to happen to people who, like us, completely understand copyright law, right down to the fucking letter of the law, because we have to for our YouTube channel. We'll be there playing a game and we'll get hit with shit like that, or ambient background music which is taken from a stock library which a game development company has used, but they don't own it, they only have the license for it, but it's not music, it's just a sound effect, and then you're ruined. And that is the biggest problem I think Twitch have got facing themselves here, because if that happens, then Twitch are fucking ruined. But I think this is a problem, a systemic problem with the entire streaming culture, because it doesn't matter what website you go to, when it becomes big enough, it will have to
it'll have to do that. It'll have to bow to pressure.
A better way has to be found to deal with this. A better way, like even if it's just a way of like, I honestly don't. This is the problem. I don't have the answer to it. But I am not Twitch. I am not YouTube. They've got geniuses working for them. They should be able to come up with a system which is better than this like ham-fisted bullshit system, especially on Twitch.
It's just it's a catch-all system which doesn't work. Is the problem, and especially for Twitch. Like this is the thing that makes it so like, I guess actually in some ways upsetting. Twitch is based entirely around gaming. The whole thing is for gamers to play games with other gamers, and yet this system is basically just. It's almost been designed to ruin that, because there's, as you say, there's going to be things like sound effects and ambient background noises. There's going to be music from libraries that. Yeah, they're allowed to put it in the game, but you're not allowed to just sit there and stream it for God knows how long. And it's just gonna wreck so many people. And the thing is, it's gonna wreck not just like, I mean, yeah, it's bad if it happens to us. Can you imagine if the guy who makes his entire living off streaming cannot play any of his chosen games on stream anymore?
And those guys, those guys are the big names. I mean, if you look at Twitch, right, and you look at like Lyric, you look at like all of the big guys, right? Man versus Game, people like that, they're like staples of Twitch. If they said,
Yeah.
we're going to Hitbox TV. They wouldn't, because Hitbox is shit. But if they said it and they went there, Twitch, like, what's Twitch then? It's just got the esports market, which, don't get me wrong, the esports market is big, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know whether it equates to the same quantity of views that a lyric stream does every day, which gets 20,000 viewers. Because a big League of Legends stream, like, you know, gets what, 300,000 viewers. The Dota one got, you know, probably the same, and that's a lot. But these are like once a year mega events, you know. LOL, I think, has the LCS, which gets probably like 100k viewers every. It's on pretty regular, I guess, but still, it isn't that much when compared to the other guys. Exactly.
Yeah, and
there's
when you add up
there's
all the
just
other people,
one lyric. There's like fucking 30 of them, 40 of them, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean that. I was watching Amaze.
The Hearthstone guy,
the Hearthstone streamer. He was sat there with like 25,000 viewers, and that's one guy. That's just one person. And when he logs off, the person who's next in line in the Hearthstone section goes up by another 10k. So there's constantly people. You know, there are literally tens of thousands of people watching maybe 20 people all the goddamn time on Twitch, which is going to add up probably to at least,
dangerous.
if not more.
It's dangerous. It's very dangerous for Twitch. And we're going to have to see what they're going to do with this, because I like live streaming. To say I like Twitch is like another thing entirely. I like live streaming, right? And Twitch is the best place to do it at the moment.
Yeah.
But it could go south. And this has been quite a long hotfix, so we're going to end it now, Mr. Kirill. So,
ladies
and gentlemen,
need to find a way.
They do.
Easy.
We want to know if
get me on board. I'll do it.
Get Kiri on board. No, don't get Kiri on board. We want to know, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got any ideas, like how could they deal with this? You know, what kind of implications do you think this has for Twitch? Because it's going to go on the live system, whether they say it isn't or not. Because that's just stupid. It's like 99% of Twitch viewers are watching live; they're not watching VODs. So it's going to damage the people who offer VODs as part of their subscription plan and all kinds of things. It's a little bit. Well, like I said, it's ham-fisted. The entire thing is just stupid. It's like they've gone and slammed down and expected that to work, and it hasn't. Do you think Google has bought them out? You know, like I said earlier, it was interesting with the whole, like, why would they be scaling down? If Google had bought you out, you'd be just astronomically, exponentially scaling up because you've got all the cash money in the world. So, we're going to leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. We've been Stylosa and Kirioff. We've not just been Stylosa, that'd be weird. You can follow me on Twitter, which is at UnitLostGame. You can follow Kiri, he's at Kirioff. And you should check out our Patreon campaign, which is patreon.com/UnitLost, and that's like a towel. Oh, it's a dog. Is it dead?
Returns.
Poke it.
Hang on. Dog.
Dog.
Peach me dog. Peach me dog. No, she's dead.
Oh well.
R.I.P. dog.
R.I.P. Salute for the dog. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're out of here. We'll catch you next time, people. Hey, watch us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/UnitLost.
Oh yeah, do.
Too low
for the moment.